Okay, hey y'all, welcome to ChynnaxMai Raw. This is episode, I don't even know, I think it's 4. But anyways, welcome guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you are tuning in just to hear, my rawest and purest of thoughts that are cultivated between me and Jesus. So, whatever. This week, it wasn't a lot going on, which I don't know if it's good or bad in this climate, because I guess it's good, after Cardi pretty much read the shade room for Filth for being negative or talking negatively about her. My thoughts on that is just this, and it's plain and simple. Cardi B is wearing me out. She is wearing me out. I'm just like, this is what I miss about entertainers and celebrities. I miss when entertainers and celebrities went through like training and like coaching to be famous people. Like there was protocol, there was, a way you spoke to the press and the media and things like that. I miss that because it's like, entertainers now are so sensitive. We as a people in the world are so sensitive, but entertainers are really sensitive, and it's very off-putting and annoying to me because I feel like celebrities and entertainers act like somebody put a noose around their neck or a gun to their head and said, get on that stage, bitch, and dance. Nobody told you that you had to be an entertainer. We all know what comes with being an entertainer. We know what comes with being a basketball player, athlete, an entertainer. Like, you're going to be in the spotlight. You know that in order for you to be like exalted above all so that people can see your talent and you get on the stage in front of millions or thousands or however many people, you're going to be in the public eye. So I just don't understand the constant complaining of celebrities. Like, I feel like at Cardi B's level, like at the end of the day, if Beyonce not saying nothing and she not complaining about the crazy things that people have said, reported about her, then I don't want to hear shit from no other celebrity. There is no artist right now that is bigger than Beyonce. None. And y'all done said this lady children ain't hers. Y'all done said, people have said the craziest shit about Beyonce and don't know Beyonce. And if Beyonce can deal with it, and if all these other more famous, celebrities that came before her, can deal with it, then I think she should be able to deal with it too. Like, and of course there's people that feel like, oh, they're celebrities, oh, it's emotional health, oh, it's wealth, oh, you don't have access to people, oh, you shouldn't be able, but it's like, oh my gosh, go cry in your mansion. That's how I feel about it. Just go open your wallet up and drown your sorrows. Like, I don't want to hear about rich people complaining about the media and things of that nature. That's just how I feel about it. Because at the end of the day, do y'all remember growing up as a young black youth, going to the grocery store with your mom and them and seeing the National Enquirer and seeing how they just invaded the dog fuck out of those people's privacy? Like, the Enquirer was not freaking playing. Like, they was not playing with nobody's time. They was on a completely different type of time. So if white celebrities have been forced to have their privacy invaded, welcome to superstardom, black people. This where we at. So I don't feel like, if I was Shade Room, I wouldn't even entertain her. Like, this comes with fame. Unfortunately, everything that you do in life comes with something. So the headaches that people complain about when they get where they want to get, like, miss me with it. And so, I don't know. Cardi is just, I don't know. I like Cardi, but as time progresses with Cardi, I feel like we were very premature in giving her the place and the position that we did. I think that she catapulted to fame because of her personality, and I think that the label heads looked at her and saw dollar signs, and I think people were sick of Nicki Minaj. Honestly, I think in the industry people were sick of her, and maybe the fans was not all her fans, because Lord knows the Barb's not sick of her, but I just think people were tired of Nicki Minaj as a whole, pretty much. So the labels got together and they said, we need a new hot person. Like, they're all about money. So who can we get that America will back? And Cardi was somebody that they could back you know, that they knew people were back, and they were able to put the money and the vision behind her, and she blew up because, you know, now that the Grammy is over and it's been months, we could really talk about it. Let's talk about it. I feel like Cardi's Grammy was premature and sets a bad precedent, just like our precedent sets a bad precedent for people not necessarily being ready for the level of accomplishment, achievement that they get. Like, at the end of the day, was Cardi's album the best album of that year? I don't think so. I don't think her album was the best album of that year. I think she had the biggest rise to fame. So maybe Best New Artist would have been a great Grammy. Because didn't she win Album of the Year Grammy? So I just feel like we kind of, because that video with Offset and Cardi, like, y'all can say what y'all want to say, whatever the case may be. Cardi and Offset Clout, it was trash. To me, the whole album was trash. I mean, it was T-rash. Every part of it was trash. I mean, I always, in the back of my mind, suspected that Offset was the Beyonce of the group, and he just, you know, said, bitch, no, 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 no. Like, he completely ruined that idea for me. He is... To me, I feel like I'm not a person that believes in conspiracy theories, but this is my deal as far as Cardi and Offset is concerned. The labels pushed Cardi because they felt like everybody wanted a new queen of rap, so usher in the new queen of rap. Then, you know, with Offset cheating and doing all, you know, XYZ, I think that it was very important because Cardi decided that she was going to stay with him. It was important for them to try to change his image amongst people. So I feel like that was what that whole album was about, Father of Four and all that other shit. But the album was trash. And when I listened to Cardi's part, it was trash. No, it was just trash. The video was trash. Everything about it was just trash. Like, it was just forced, and them trying to force Offset on us, you know, to make them some kind of power couple. But they could never. They could never. They could never be B&J. That's just not what's happening there. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe like a Section 8 B&J or, you know, welfare B&J, but they could never just be B&J. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe in time as they mature and, you know, whatever. But at this point, no. And it's just... They thought that they was going to throw Cardi on that album and it was going to take it to another place, and they was wrong. As far as I'm concerned, they was wrong. Offset is not even Kelly of Destiny's Child. Offset to me is Michelle. He's Latavia and Latoya. Well, you know, Latoya had a nice little comeback, but no, he is definitely Latavia of Destiny's Child. I was not a fan of it. It was garbage juice for me, and... And then, like, have y'all ever listened? Somebody just tell me, did you listen to the album? Because this is my thing. Like, Clout was such a and then, you know what made me more mad about Clout in the video? I was more mad about it because I felt like they were trying to be deep and artsy. I don't appreciate insulting my intelligence by picking a Bumblebee themed song and trying to give me and tell me this is Basquiat. I'm not on that. So anyways, you know what? As far as them being put together by the industry, I think that I want to say that I see some truth in that being possible. But then when I look at Offset and I see that he really is into Spanish women, and then when I see, like, I don't think he could have honestly planned that, because I don't think that his IQ level is that of someone that thinks that far ahead to say, yeah, you know, she gonna be going places. But I think they was just fucking around. I think that maybe they were introduced to each other, you know, because for power couple purposes. Like, people was like, this would be dope, you know, if we can get her here and get her a rapper boyfriend or whatever. I think for him, he was just in and out the coochie, you know what I'm saying? And he was just having fun with it. And, you know, I'm gonna be real, whatever. But you know, some people say Spanish women like to be, you know, they family oriented. So I think that maybe she got into it and was really in her feelings and stuff and feeling a certain way. I don't think he was really feeling it. I don't think that he really was knee deep into the relationship until he saw her celebrity power. And then it was like, oh shit, I'm fucking bitches and I'm about to lose this. I'm gonna lose this woman that is at the top of her game. Endorsements, money. Like, I don't, and I'm not gonna say I don't think it was a money thing because he has money. I just think that, you know, when you doing stuff for the clout of it all, and then you realize that the clout can be taken away from you, I think it makes you, you know what I'm saying, straighten up or whatever. So I think that's what he did. I think he straightened up for the clout of Cardi B. But I don't feel like it was a love story, you know, set in the Bronx. I don't think so. I just think that she was really into it because before then she was about to marry her boyfriend that was in prison. I think she just wanted to get married. That's just where she was at with it. So yeah, clout was trash. The video was trash. I'm tired of... Cardi just got a tired twerk for me. And I'm just like, you know, I want her to leave the twerking behind. Not because I don't like twerking, because who don't love a good damn twerk? But it just be stiff and it just be, it was, for that video, it was just unnecessary. Like, I would have liked for them to give me like a Meek Mill and Nicki Bop or something. Like, I want something that I could really, like, give me something I could feel, you know, so I know it's real. That wasn't it for me. That was, no. So speaking of 2 segues ago, Beyonce. So, did you guys get a chance to watch Homecoming? It was Black excellence at its finest. Did I watch Homecoming? A little bit. This is my gig. I love Beyonce, and I feel like I could support you without having to sit through 2 hours of a concert that I don't want to see. I love Beyonce. I loved it. It just was like, I went to FAMU, I went to a HBCU, I went to a Homecoming, like, but I'm not that girl that wants to sit through 2 hours of a marching band. It's, for me, it's like sitting through a 3-hour church service. That's what, like, marching bands and HBCUs is for me. Like, it's just a lot, you know, and I be finding myself wanting to tip through like this. What I was living for as I was, like, you know, trying to, like, keep my eyes open was the little moments with her and her children and all of that. And just, like, because I just be wanting to soak up a little Beyonce personality. Like, I just want to know what her essence just smells like. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to know, like, what lies beneath and betwixt Beyonce. So, but the whole, like, concert, you know, I realized when I went to Janet Jackson concert that I'm really not a Janet Jackson fan. I don't really too much want to hear Janet Jackson. I had to go to her concert to realize that, because I didn't know that. I thought Janet Jackson was everything. And then I went to her concert and I realized everything I don't like, pretty much, kind of, sort of. So Beyonce is similar in that way, in that Beyonce has songs that are in the moment, like songs that in that moment I'm like, yes, I want to hear. But then, like, when the moment is over, I'm done with the songs. Like, Beyonce don't have no, and, you know, I stand Beyonce, not like the Beehive does, but I appreciate her work ethic. I appreciate her loyalty and her, you know, patience with that man. All of that. I love everything about Beyonce. I feel like Beyonce is up 27 hours and she just making up more hours while we sleep. That's just me. But there's no Beyonce songs that just get me in my feelings, or that I'm like, I remember what I was doing. Well, you know what? I can't say that. Destiny's Child songs, I can't remember what I was doing when I heard certain songs. Or, because one thing about Beyonce is she gonna give you an anthem. Like, because do y'all remember that nobody was really talking about being, like, independent before Independent Women's song came out? Y'all remember that song, I'm a Woman? That phrase was not really used like that. And Bootylicious, all of those. So she really should be getting a lot of checks, because she has coined a lot of phrases or made them popular. Like bugaboos and all that kind of stuff. So, but as far as me listening to her sing them songs, I'm good on that. But I went ahead and streamed and watched it and stuff, because I feel like it's important to support her. So that's what we did. We supported her, but I'm not going to be sitting through the whole thing. I got the gist of what Beyonce was saying. But I thought it was amazing that Beyonce does a lot of subtle shit for everybody that people don't notice. Like, you know, with her putting up the Beachella experience, it really gives everybody who wasn't able to afford or go to Beachella an opportunity to see it. And I think that's dope. So I think that amongst getting her coins, because she reportedly made $60 million from that Netflix special after making reportedly about $4 million to do Beachella. So she definitely squared away her money, but then she came back and gave us a little some from that. So I thought that was really dope. And I stand Beyonce because Beyonce, to me, and this is something that, you know, that I really have thought about. You know, me and God really came together on this particular thought. Beyonce is a reflection of really strong work ethic and planning and perseverance and staying like on a path. So like when I think of Beyonce, I'm like, damn, Beyonce is rich and fucking fabulous. She got kids, she has a husband, she has a career. But when you think about it, Beyonce at an early age gave up everything us bitches couldn't. Okay, she was having sex, but she was making niggas either pull out or strap it up or something, because she didn't have no children that made it to see the light of day. So, I mean, when I think about me and I think about my goals and my dreams, yes, I had dreams and goals, but I wasn't willing to sacrifice at the level that Beyonce was. We talking no high school. We talking about no prom. We talk about not getting married until later in life, not having kids till later in life. So it's like we can all have those things, and you can be and have whatever you want to have in life, but you have to be willing to really sacrifice. And Beyonce really sacrificed to have the life that she has now. So to me, I just, you know, and now, because I be like, damn, I want to be able to be, you know, not famous, but I want to be able to be wealthy and do my job and go the fuck home like Beyonce does. I love how this bitch goes home. Beyonce does an album and then she disappears for like 3 years to go on a tour of vacations with Hov. Like they're hopping from this island and that island. And I'm like, damn, I want to be able to do that, because in this social media age, we do not take a break. Like, we don't get to just like hibernate, you know, or we don't feel comfortable hibernating, because we got to stay relevant. Like, that's how music and everything is now. You got to stay relevant. You got to stay out there in order to, you know, keep longevity and success. But it's like Beyonce shows you that if you get at the top of your game, you can take a break. You can take a Lauryn Hill ass break, because, you know, Lauryn Hill been gone for about 42 years. Have y'all ever thought about the fact that Lauryn Hill did one album, like one solid album, and this is the reception? Like, that is crazy. That is crazy. Like, niggas will, that is rollover success. Like, she is grandfathered into success. Like, if I was Lauryn Hill, I would never make a fucking another album for you niggas, period. If y'all gonna eat this album up for the next 43 years, I'm gonna keep spoon feeding it to you. Lauryn Hill is just going on tour across the lands, performing the same 12 songs from the same 25 years ago, and y'all is just like, oh, Lord. And I would just, and then she'd be 2 to 3 to 4 to 8 hours late. Like, and then when she get there, she like, yeah, you know, traffic. Like, she would just be giving y'all the worst of examples, and y'all still be there to hear. Anyways, so Beachella was amazing. This year at Coachella, they had a real special guest. Can y'all guess who the special guest was? Drum roll for the special guest at Coachella. Herpes! So Herpes showed up down to the Coachella, whatever, and I love when logic comes together with actions. So this is the thing about herpes, right? Herpes isn't something that you slip on a banana peel and discover. Herpes is something that you have unprotected sexual intercourse to have. So it's like, and y'all let me know, because I ain't never been to Coachella. I ain't never been to no type of music festival, but that's what y'all doing down to the music festival. Y'all down to the music festival spreading it low and laying it wide. Like, that's what y'all doing down to the music festival. Because if that's the case, like, how, like, first of all, for them to say that that Coachella had a huge surge of herpes, who did they ask? Who reported this? Who came? How many? Was it a line that they were standing in to be like? Was it a sign that like was like, you know, scratch and sniff line? Was there like a herpes anonymous line? Like, how do they know this? Who called? like on a real level, like when people say like, oh, there was a survey done or there was this, do you ever wonder like who the fuck is doing the survey? Like, where did the survey come from? Because I just want to know like how many people came forward and who they called to let people know they had herpes. Is it a national anonymous number that you call? Like, what is that? Like, how do they know? People was just scratching. They could have just been in the grass. You know, grass make you itch. Like, what were the signs that how they found out so fast? I want to know how they found out so fast, Whitney, myself. Like, remember when during the Coachella performance, it was a girl in the audience and she had on the same outfit Beyonce had? She was like, wow, that was fast. That's how I feel about herpes in Coachella. Like, how y'all know that fast? Like, that just sounds like somebody called in a bomb threat, but it was just like more of a herpes threat or something of that nature. So if you're going to Coachella next year, you know what I'm saying, make sure to pack your really awesome festival gear, your festival clothing, you know, your colorful extensions and condoms, because apparently we don't like to use those. An amazing thing about STDs is that they're 100% preventable, but raw sex just seems so much better, I guess. Something about, I'm not a man, so I don't know. You know, in my adventures with raw sex, I have learned that, you know what, it does feel different for women also. Or maybe it's just my vagina. But I feel like raw sex does feel differently. I do feel more of a connection with raw sex, I suppose. But I think that's, you know what, it might not be more of a connection. It's just that when you're having long sexual intercourse, right? And after a certain period of time, the condom dries out. So that's the only difference that I really feel with a condom, without a condom. I'm not a man, so I don't really know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like he get wet, so I'm like, ooh, daddy, don't put that condom on so you can get wetter. You know, it's really, you know, a penis and a finger. It's just, you know, kind of similar. One is just like really, really bigger and probably has like veins. And, you know, so maybe they're not that similar, but you get my point. Like, to me, it's, you know, it's nothing special that I feel, but it does feel different. You know what I'm saying? And emotionally, I just feel much more connected, and I feel like you trust me with your life, and I feel like, ooh, you want me to have your baby. That's what men don't understand about raw sex. Like, it's a whole emotional, like, trust, you know, exercise that you're having with us, because when you have unprotected sex with us, we feel like, oh my God, he trusts me so much. He trusts me. He wants to, like it gets deep for us. Like, for y'all, it's just like, oh, this shit feel great. For us, it's like, we are now one. Like, we are at a different stage. Like, he wouldn't just do this for every girl. And they would, and they do. But somehow we tell ourselves, like, oh, he wouldn't just do this with anybody. It's just me. I'm just special. Whatever. So anyways, the other major fun event that happened this week is the little girl from Love and Hip Hop. I don't even know what her rap name is, but I think her name is Brittany. So she did a video to report to us that Remy Ma had done punched her in the face down to the Love and Hip Hop or whatever. And we didn't care at all, you know, one way or the other. But who did care was Remy Ma's probation officer and parole officer. So those people did care. So it poses the question, because, you know, a lot of people feel a way about her saying Remy punched in the face with Remy open, and, you know, very serious legal stuff going on. So I'm just trying to, like, check the water and figure out, where are we at with snitching? Do we still care about that? Because, you know, it don't really seem like it. And, you know, I'm not mad at her for telling on Remy Ma, because I genuinely don't care. But I'm mad at Remy Ma for even being involved in that. Like, this is the thing about criminals that really bothers me. Criminals tend to get this amnesia thing going on, where, like, they think after a certain amount of time that they're normal, but they're not, you know, like, just like with Meek Mill. Now, Meek Mill's situation is way more drastic because apparently the judge in his case has it out for him. But it's just like, you know, when you just don't break the law, like, at all, like, never, like, not even a little bit, like, don't break the law and then be like, yeah, but I did, like, just don't break the law. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me when, you know, like, in Remy Ma's situation, you was in prison for how many years, you get out, you get a second chance. Like, my G, how hard is it for you to just not, like, just don't punch nobody in the face, don't even appear to punch nobody in the face. And what makes me more upset about the Remy Ma situation is, girl, you just had a fresh baby. Like, you just had a whole baby. Like, that should be a lot of motivation for you to not even, this girl was young as hell. And it makes no sense, like, for her to even be involved in that. And this is exactly the shit Papoose was talking about. Papoose was on her ass when she got out of jail about the company she keeps in the situations. And Love and Hip Hop is already like a volatile platform where drinks get to being thrown and all types of stuff. So I don't even know why she would be on there. I don't know. This is the thing about old heads that they need to learn. Okay, this is important. So if you're an old head and you watch it, or you know an old head, you know, this is something that you need to relate to them. This new generation, they don't give a fuck. They don't care. They don't care about your stripes. They don't care about your war stories. They don't care about what set you claim. They don't care about your previous accomplishments. This new generation is not on that. They don't care about paying no homage to you. None of that. So if you're looking for respect from the youth, just go and sit that down somewhere. They're not doing that. So Remy Ma, like, it's just it's too old for the foolishness. Too old for a period. Like, but I just wanted the older people to understand that, because it's been too many incidents where y'all expecting a certain decorum from these young people, and you're not finna get it, bro. You're not finna get it, sis, ma'am, Uncle Charlie, Auntie Charlene. You're not finna get that. So don't stop looking for it. These young kids don't care. So because they said that Remy punched her in the face allegedly because she said Remy can't ride the beat and Remy looked like a man. And I just need Remy at this point in her middle-aged life to understand that sticks and stones can break my bones, but words will never hurt me. I need her to adapt that, because there's no reason that you should be sitting in a 4x4 cell because somebody was talking about you and you in your late 30s to 40s. Like, it's really a time to just go and let that go. Like, that's silly. So as far as her snitching, I feel like, I don't know if she talked about it in her music. Nor do I care. I won't be downloading it anytime soon. But I don't know. I don't know who came up with snitching. I don't really know the rules and parameters. But she trying to get a check. And I think a check supersedes snitching. So I don't know. I'm not a street guru. But I think, which kind of goes in, well, where am I at? So I had to think about don't worry about it, y'all. Never mind. Which brings me to my next little situation that happened this week. So this is more serious, so I'm gonna have to be for real. This week, I don't know when the issue like started, but this week a 13-year-old died from potentially from complications that arose from a fight that she was in. So basically, after school, there was a fight with a 13-year-old with some other female students that jumped her, and it left her on life support, and she ended up dying. So basically, her mom said that, you know, after the fight, she came home and, you know, she was like more sleepy. She started to kind of like, she was complaining about headaches and things like that. And she noticed that she really wasn't being herself or whatever. So I don't know when, I think they said she started to, I don't know if they said she was delusional or something like that. And I don't want to misquote it. But basically, she wasn't acting like herself. They took her to the hospital. She ended up being on life support. And I believe they found a tumor in her brain. So this is a question that I ask and I pose in this incident. Do you feel that teenage girls, teenagers, when they get into a fight with somebody and it results immediately or shortly after in a death, do you think that they should be punished by law? Do you think they should go to prison for that? Do you think that they should be held accountable for, you know, if they fight somebody and that person happens to die? Because there was another case probably a year ago that was very similar, where a girl got jumped in the bathroom and she died. This is my thing. This is how I feel. Y'all see I'm getting all serious. I think that we have to do a better job as just a community when it comes to fighting. Like, I know that the shit seemed cute, and somehow we mistake physical strength with intellectual strength, or with power, or with respect. I don't ever remember seeing somebody get punched in the eye and being like, oh, I really respect you. I somehow like you now. Thank you for rearranging my face. Thank you for making my nose bleed. And thank you for this new black eye. That has never happened. Fighting don't make nobody respect you. Fighting don't make nobody like you. It doesn't do anything. All it does is potentially harm you. All it does is give you a record, legal fees, and, you know, access to, it just introduces you to the judicial system and the law. It just creates problems for you. Now you have this paper trail, you know, mugshots in the system and all of these things, and it just does nothing for you. It just stops opportunities potentially for you to get things because you have a felony and a record. So it's just like, there's ways to get your point across without putting your hands on somebody. And it makes me sad that as black people, sometimes we feel like that is the only way we can get our point across, is by fucking slapping somebody or punching somebody or hurting somebody, as if we don't have, it's like we don't think that we have the intellectual, like, capability or the vocabulary to express ourselves in a way, like, that conveys what we need to say. Like, I read what you said. Pretend she has asthma, she had an asthma attack, result of fire and died. I just feel like like in that instance, if I was fighting you and you had asthma and you had an asthma attack, you should be punished for that, because it's like, yes, you died from having an asthma attack, but I caused it and it just didn't have to be. Like, I think that they need to go to jail. I think they need to go to jail because it needs to be lines set that, hey, if you're gonna be out here fighting, fight, you know, hey, whatever, I ain't finna stop you. But if the fight results in any type of death, you going to jail. Like, kids need to know that. Like, we need to learn, like, because I could get real deep on this, but I don't even feel like it. But it's like, one thing I can say about Caucasian people versus us is that they find ways to get what they want out of a situation. If they don't like you at work, they're not going to threaten to beat your ass. They're not going to put their hands on you. They're going to travel up different appropriate ladders to get you out of the job, which is more important than a 2-minute fight that results in you going to jail and then having to get bonded out and then having a criminal record. They understand, you know, what they want and how to get there, and they connect the two, and we don't do that. You know, being in line with somebody and them looking you up and down is not a reason for you to walk up. It's not a reason for you to start a conversation with somebody. And I don't know why we think that is. I don't know why you think, unless you're an MMA fighter or a boxer, it's no reason that you should be out in these streets. And my thing is, what I really don't think is cute is you over 25 years old and you out in the street fighting, titties falling out, you know, we've been snatched, and somebody recording you. Like, that is crazy. Like, and, you know, growing up, people always thought I was scary. Well, not people, because nobody really thought that, but my family always said I was scary, you know, and it never bothered me, because at the end of the day, I'm working on being successful and being an entrepreneur and being a businesswoman. I'm not in MMA. I'm not in UFC. I'm not Floyd Mayweather. That's not my calling. That ain't what I'm trying to be. And we get so upset and so focused on what people think about us and toughness and all of that, that we miss all these blessings and we miss all these opportunities because you want to behave like a goddamn monkey. And I don't mean monkey because we black and, you know, all of that shit that y'all want to do when it comes to, like, stereotyping and racial insensitive comments and stuff like that. I mean, acting like a monkey, acting like you ain't got no damn sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that we have to come up with a more mature and successful way to deal with our problems. And the more that you promote the violence and shit, the worse it gets. Like, first of all, because then it's always somebody that says, you know, it was better back in the day when you could just, you know, do a one-on-one fight in the good old days and you just, you know, fight and it's over with. Like, that's your moral compass. Let me tell you a little something about me. If I'm finna fight with you and we get in a fight, it's a fight. We ain't here for tea. This ain't no moral, like, this ain't none of that. However I'm finna beat you is how I'm finna beat you. Whatever I see around here to fight you with is what I'm fighting you with. Because I'm trying to go home at the end of the day. So you are the enemy. So whatever I got to do to win, that's what I'm finna do. So don't think like none of that. And I'm going to think the same thing with you. If I'm fighting with you, I'm going to think that whatever it takes for you to win this fight is what it's going to be. So that's how people fighting. Nobody, this is not 1936. Junebug and Man or John Boy is not fighting in front of the yard. Like, that's not what this is. So all of that, you know, good old days, like, people should have never been fighting to begin with physically. Like I said, like, the only people that I feel that I would fight and be okay with it and move past it is my siblings. Those are the only people that I could fight and I'm going to love them tomorrow. But I fight you and we ain't never going to be cool and we going to fight every time I see you. You know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, people need to stop perpetuating this idea that there was a good old days where people fought. When my sister was in school, she got in a fight with a girl. The girl stabbed her with a box cutter from here to here. My sister still got a mark. So there was no good old days where people didn't slash or cut or stab. You don't know what people going through when you get into a fight with somebody. You assume that they on what you on and they're going through what you going through, but you don't know what type of abuse, what type of issues they're going through at home before the fight. So it's like, just everybody keep their hands to themselves. Like, just all that is. Like, you know, I just feel like we can't be expected to be treated any. And let me tell you one thing, another thing about me, and then I'm finna get on up out of here because I done, you know, ran through my little time that I had set up. One thing about me is when it comes to black this, black that, I'm just gonna live my life. So I don't have a idea of, well, this is what black people need to do to get ahead, you know, because I'm fine with where we at. Some of us are here, some are there. Some people are super intellectual. Some of us are just chilling in the hood. I love every type of black person. I really don't give two shits what kind you are. But, you know, people complain so much about where we need to be and where we are. And I just feel like if you want to progress as a people and you want us to progress, then we really have to change a lot of the mindsets and the things that we think are okay. You know, we have to progress to a place of not just survival. We have to progress to a place of not just living day to day, but thinking of the future. And putting your hands on somebody and getting a charge is not for the future. That's just a hindrance. So to me, to answer the question that I asked y'all, I think that anybody involved in a fight that results in death need to go to jail. Period. I don't care if you're 7. I don't care if you're 13. I think you need to go to prison. You need to sit down and think a little bit. You need to think about the path you on. And really, you need to think about what happened. You literally were a part of somebody's death. Whether they had asthma and you helped them have an asthma attack, or there was a tumor and you progressed and pushed the tumor forward by knocking them on their head. Either way, it's just not, it's nothing good coming from that. So a lot of these kids are, you know what? That thing done got me hot in my spirit. So I'm going to go ahead and get off the line. But thank you guys so much for watching. Everybody that did watch. I cannot keep my fingers out my hair. I was really trying to give y'all like a little light Pocahontas today. You know what I'm saying? But then I want to give y'all a little bit of Jungle Tales, you know, with the jacket. I done went and washed this. She don't wash his hair, so you know that's why I keep running my hands through it. It's just a habit, or whatever. But anyways, y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it and whatnot. And, you know, catch me on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe my YouTube channel in this video because it's going up on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching. Y'all have a beautiful Friday or whatever. Bye, y'all.